Welcome to Spotlight on the Metroplex. I'm your host, Christy Wafer, and it's so good to always bring you great information that will empower you and enlighten you to be the best that you can be. We have so many special guests that come on Spotlight on the Metroplex weekly, and we always want to make sure you are informed about what's going on in Dallas, Fort Worth, and surrounding cities and around the USA. And today we have our good friend, Miss Talitha. Yes, she's here today, and she's going to be talking to us about what is going on with her great sponsored organization, and also what she's doing to help those who are battling this particular, I would call it demon or disease that has taken so many lives in life. And she's going to be talking about breast cancer. Welcome, Talitha. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good. And how are you?
I'm doing great.
You're going to introduce your guest in just a moment, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So tell us about what's going on and what you got going on.
Well, basically, I am doing a production that's going to be held September the 26th through the September the 29th, and it's called No Returns, Please. And it's a play about cancer, and we're going to delve into the issues of how cancer affects the family. It's a really, really, really powerful play. It's a true story of what happened to myself and my family as we battled this disease when it took over my mom. So it's something that has been dear to my heart, and I actually wrote it some years ago, and we were able to perform it. And I've been in Dallas for about 7 years, and it's just been on my heart to do it. And so I decided to go ahead and pull it back out and revamp it a little bit and do it again. So we're going to be performing at the Bishop Arts Theater September 26th through the 29th. We have 6 shows for everybody to come out and enjoy this wonderful presentation. My father almost was in a small state of denial because he really, he didn't want to accept a whole lot. And so when we were around her a lot, we were told, we couldn't even talk about it really, even though it was there. So let's talk about something positive. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about, whatever. While she's sitting there drinking cans of Ensure, we're talking about other stuff. But I do believe that in their quiet time that they probably talked a lot. But I think that for her sake, maybe, and for our sake, he didn't want to just, every time we get together, let's talk about cancer. Let's talk about your mom dying. He didn't want to talk about that. So I believe it was really, really hardest on probably him and my little brother.
And how is that? He plays the dad. Is it Jason? Mm-hmm. How is that connection? How did you portray that as far as being able to attach yourself to play that character?
Well, I got a chance to talk to Pastor Bowden, which is Talitha's father.
And he's a pastor.
He is, and it forces you to bring you in. Just seeing again what he went through. He talks a lot about how he had to stay positive throughout the whole measure, but internally he was hurting, and he had to cope with it inside and not show that. So it's interesting because it's a lot of emotional dynamics that come across when you have to play that part, but you still have to read that on the outside. And he went through quite a bit. And you'll see a lot of that in the production. It's just amazing how much Pastor Bowden and Talitha had opened up their lives to
that's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And just to give this testimony. And you can tell almost every time we rehearse, it takes her personally on an emotional roller coaster. And so as actors and working with her, we feel obligated to bring this to the table.
Yeah.
So.
As far as Chandra just being so very strong as women, we take on a lot. We have the children, we go to work, we have to cook dinner and, be there for our husbands. And, we wear so many capes and super women shirts and things like that. And just to see how non-selfish her prayers were, I think I wish I had that about myself. I think that if it were me, I would be like, God, just kind of breaking apart. But she was very, like Talitha was saying, bless my daughter, bless my son, bless my husband. It's like, and I wonder, what about you?
Mm-hmm.
What about you? And I think for me, I'm trying to capture that within every scene. Her strength, enormous strength, to do that and not go into, a woe is me and really just close everyone else out.
Right. That message is going to go out to so many women that really we all need to adapt that. The non-selfish but loving God, That's wonderful.
I was nervous about going to a Susan G. Komen or something like that because I know that they're always talking about cancer, preventive cancer, different things like that. But I wanted to go to an organization where I knew where the money was going to go. So I can tangibly see that if I give money, that I know that it's going to go to someone in need right now and not go to an organization that's going to put it up or do whatever they do with it. And then we're going to have a walk or we're going to do something like that. But you still have people dying off. And so when I found this organization, I called and I spoke to her. And I think she might have called me back. And we just instantly hit it off over the phone. She was very informative, and I was very appreciative to what she was doing for the community. I thought it was awesome.
What and it was her name?
Her name's Terry Wilson-Gray.
It's an honor and a blessing. And, to be able to spread the word and increase awareness about this disease. I know firsthand when you get that diagnosis, someone tells you, when the doctor says you have cancer, that fear sets in. And a lot of times that fear of knowing someone who's had cancer kind of prevents others from going and getting checked. Right. And we have to use this opportunity and every opportunity to spread the word out there in the community that, the Lord has given us opportunities for us to have access to doctors and breast cancer treatment and other services. We have to take advantage of that. Yes. And, our program's been around 21 years, and this is going to be a great opportunity to spread the word, in the African American community and to others that it's important.
The play, No Returns Please, is going to be showing at the Bishop Arts Theater September the 26th through the 29th. We have a total of 6 shows. We have one on Thursday night at 7, Friday at 7, and we have 2 shows on Saturday and Sunday at 3, and both at 7. And you can go to www.kumeproductionsandstuff.com, and that's www.cumi, the word productions with an S, and A-N-D, stuff, STUFF.com. And you can purchase tickets there. If you want to sponsor or make a small donation, you can also go on there and do that as well. And we're trying to do at least 50% of the proceeds that we get to donate back to that scholarship to help the Bridge Breast Network. We want to do our part.
If it had not been for the shaking, I never